you know, like with me, like when you woke up one morning, when you went in those stores, I woke up and I went in the stores, the local, your gas stations or your confectionaries, I think they call it. That's the word they use. And when I went in there and started seeing, some years ago, 10, 15, 15, 20 years ago, maybe 15 years is better. And I started seeing these Indians, and I kept hearing that name Patel, the Patels, the Patels. And so when I started my channel, I did a video like that old television game show where to tell the truth, where I am Patel, I am Patel. Will the real Patel please stand up? I did that video because it had bothered me that when I would go to the stores, that it was done overnight. I woke up one minute, I went to the store, and it's these Indians here. Where the fuck did y'all come from? And I was like, y'all didn't grow up in my neighborhood. I didn't go to school with any of you. Any of you. It was none. And I was like, well, where the fuck did these people come from? And then, as you rode around town, you stop to, you're on the other side of town or something. And there they were. And I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't put it together because even though they kept the same time when this change occurred, because what was actually happening to the black community at that time was that you woke up and you went in your wallet and you were giving these people your money. You understand? You were giving, you. And when I was coming up, all the stores and even supermarkets, grocery stores, the Jews had them all. And so I'll never forget when I went home that day. I was like, well, where these people came from? Who? I said the Jews had. I said if the Jews, and I thought I ain't the damn slowest or the damn dullest bulb on no damn tree. I thought to myself, I said, well, if the Jews had the stores and now they got the stores, I said, then somebody cut a deal. Because when we went out of town, me and my wife, and drove the kids like down Florida, I live in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and we drove down south. When we stopped on the side of the road to get gas, there they were again. Here I am again, far away from home, hours away from home, giving my money to these people again. What is this? What's going on? I didn't know. What is this? What's happening? What's really going on in America? And I kept saying, man, what is this shit, man? I'm looking like, what the hell? Because now you're talking demographics. You don't got into demographics. You don't got into some type of political thing because it's from home. Okay, fine. Some Indian family move in the local area and open up a store. Fine, no problem. Then I go across town. Wait a minute. And you go south side or east side, west side, and it's the same thing. But then when you go out of town, up and down 95, and you see the same thing. Whoa, you got to say, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And nobody's talking about it. At the time when that happened, no politicians, no mayors, no city council. It wasn't even on the news. It just happened. It ain't nobody on the news like, dog, well, we have a migration of workers or laborers, and they're coming here and they're in the store. Nobody, that wasn't done. It was done behind closed doors. It was done, a deal put together. And so when you see it done like that, that was an agenda. Something was going on socially and politically that was not being talked about. And so when you come to this presidential election, it's sort of like Obama. Here comes this Indian American woman, like out of the blue. Where the hell did she come? Out of the blue, she became a senator. Obama, like Obama, she came and made it to vice president. And Obama and her, it's the same profile. Are they American? Are they black? Who are they father? Is their mother father black? It's the same profile. It was the same profile, the same MO. So when I was back 15, 20 years ago, what I didn't realize what was going on, what was coming, was this election. That's why they say governments and social engineering, they know what's coming down the pipe. 20 to 50 years down the line, because the way the population is going to explode in the next 50 years, the way it's exploded in the past 30 years, from it went from 6 billion to 8 billion, damn near like overnight. From one generation to the next, 2 billion more people were here. When I was like maybe just reaching adulthood and adolescent, it's 6 billion people on the earth. I'm into my senior years now, but it was 6 billion people on the earth. It's 8 point something billion people on the earth now, and that 2 billion, that growth right there has been exponential in terms of social economics. It's been exponential because it changed the demographics of the power structure in the world, of who owns what, who gets the most resources, when, how they get them, where the resources go, where the tax money go, why it goes there, the what, when, where, why, and if of social economics and politics. It changed it, and that's the new world order. So when we went in those stores, and we seen that happening, that change, we were witnessing the frontier of the new world order. That's what that was. This election is what you would, if that was the frontier, then this election is right at the center of the changing of the guard. This election will be the like the nail in the coffin, the changing of the guard. It wasn't talked about when the people, when they were handed those stores, when they were handed that part of America, a piece of America, because you got to figure, not when the black community going into these stores and giving these people money, well, the white people was going in there too, because it wasn't white people behind the counter, it was Indians. And when they went in stores, just like how they go in the stores with us now, they giving them their dollar also. And that was the frontier of it, the beginning of it. But now we're at an election where it's symbolical of the changing of the guard. Because if if Kamala, which represents the New World Order, defeats Trump, who represents the old world, to make America great, the old white man, imperialist, he represents that, the billionaire rich white man, he represents that. Well, if she beats him, then that's the changing of the guard. This is the new world order. No longer white America or white males dominating the resources. That's going to symbolize the changing of the guard, whereas a new ethnic or race of people are taking control of the earth's resources. That's what we're looking at with this election. And that's the what I just gave you was the origins of it. How America gave birth to this changing of the guard, this new world order here in America. I don't know what happened in other countries. I don't live in there, and I don't travel internationally. But here, it was it wasn't nothing gradual. It happened overnight. It was overnight. You were going in the stores one week, and the next week, wait a minute. Like, wait a minute. And then somehow they got a hold of funds, and they were buying up all the what you would call shopping centers. Like, how you go to a small shopping center, they may have a gas station, a liquor store, a fingernail store, a meat store, in one little shopping. They're getting their hands on those. America gave them the finances to do that, or at least India gave them the finances. But they were allowed to do that here, politically and economically, because all countries control what one ethnicity or race of people do in that country economically. Controls the caste system of who. And so when they were allowed to do that, they were allowed to get their hands on a piece of America. That's what this is. And I just wanted to highlight that, so that my viewers, that you'll take a look at that, and you'll realize what this election, what it really means in terms of the future of the world. That's why it's so important, an election, in terms of the population and resources, what's going on. with the popular. And then Venezuela is key also, like I said in my last video, because they got the world is run natural gas and petroleum and oil is very, that's the type of energy system that we use. They study some historical and ancient society that use magnetism instead of electricity and fossil fuels. They use, and so gas and oil and natural gas, which is right now the center point of these arguments and wars. Well, Venezuela right now, that's why this election is so strong, is because you're looking at a country that's got the most oil reserves, and people want to get their hands on it. And I think we're making a bid for a lot of things like that by electing her, because India's they don't got a hold of the steering wheel globally. Them and China and Africa right behind it. So take a look at those things. Pay attention to it when you watch the news. Pay attention to the propaganda and pay attention to how they try to disguise it. Because when they were talking New World Order, they disguised it. I kept thinking New World Order, and they try to say, "We're gonna put a chip in your finger and 666, and it's gonna be robots, and it's gonna be automation." And they was throwing you off of the simple fact that the New World Order was what people are gonna be controlling, the money, the resources. That's the New World Order. All that other stuff is going into, because we're going into the robotic age. Well, that's just the type of labor that's in that the new nouveau labor that we're going to be using. However, that is not. You're talking New World Order. We're talking about people. We're talking about people. The changing of the guard. So, just want to give you a little something to think on. A little food for thought, I guess you call it. Thanks for listening once again. Have a blessed Sunday, and God bless you. Take it easy today. Thanks for listening.